start for the today's session. Question number one for today is we have a project manager in an organization that uses traditional project management is assigned to an ongoing project. Recently, organization has started to use agile. If you are using agile, what you have to know first that all the stakeholders should know agile, or what you have to do first. Forget the question if you try to answer my question first. What do you think? When you are from traditional background and you want to start agile, what will be your perspective before you begin the agile project management?
Everybody will be familiar with the agile. Familiar.
But how they will get familiar? You have to provide them training, right? You have to provide them awareness sessions. What is
Yes,
agile?
training
Why
we
they
have to
should use it?
provide them the training.
Yes. So first you have to get the training, or you should know about it, and then you have to explain it to the stakeholders. This is one of the tasks in exam content outline. They call it foster the culture of foster the education of agile project management to the stakeholders, so they can also understand why we are doing it agile. So now the project manager hears that some team members think that the key subject matter expertise is missing and that the team does not collaborate enough. Look, when we discuss the point, we already know the answers. So let's go and search our answers accordingly and try to answer on the chat window. How should the project manager respond to these team members' concerns? How will you respond to these concerns? Employ a third party specialist to fill the gap. At the next stand up meeting, emphasize the importance of collaboration. Add cross functional internal resources and explain their value, or start using Kanban instead of Gantt chart so that work codependencies become obvious. Uh, in stand up meeting, we discuss anything, we discuss any problems.
No, we discussed
No.
previously what we have done
We
today.
just check the progress, right? So B cannot be the answer. And the D is making any sense that Kanban board and Gantt chart have something to do with the question?
Because
Is it a
team is not familiar with them Kanban board.
So this is inverse, right? Anyway, and it doesn't make sense with the question also. So we can eliminate D. Remaining are A and C. Which one you think is a better answer?
I think C.
You think C is the better answer?
Option C.
What about Naman and Tahir?
It can be
It's a C answer.
say, sir.
So
Explain
all
their
of you
value.
think it's C.
Yes.
Because employing a third party specialist you will hire from outside, it's difficult. And if you have cross-functional team, that's what Agile says, right? We should have cross-functional T-shaped team. If you remember what we do in Agile, T-shaped team. So according to this, C is the better answer to yes, great. C is the answer. Very good. Let's go and solve the next question. During a technical project, a well-liked project member is reassigned to a different project. The team has expressed disapproval regarding the reassignment. What actions can help mitigate the team's disapproval? Notify the sponsor, employ leadership and emotional intelligence, add a resource with the same skill, or schedule a team building day to keep the team happy. So please try to answer on the chat window and let's discuss one by one. Yes, Thomas, it's correct. What about others? Average time to answer a question in exam is around 1 minute and 21 seconds. So always try to use your skills to understand as fast as possible. Always remember that these type of answers notify the sponsor. We will not reach to the sponsor until there is a big problem. So notifying the sponsor will not be a very relevant answer all the time. So you can eliminate these type of answers easily. Then if you look add a resource with the same skills, the problem is not the skill. If you look, problem is not the skill. It is like well liked project member. So it is not the problem with the skill. So similarly, C cannot be the answer. And we are not taking them to a day out. So it's like a team building day to keep the team happy. It's not about making them happy. It's about their sentiments. And whenever the word sentiments or the feeling of sentiments you find out in the answer, in the question, so answer will be emotional intelligence. So yes, those who have answered B is correct. Employ leadership and emotional intelligence tools and techniques to inspire the team to continue working without any situations. So yes, B was the correct answer.
Sir, here we are facing any. I'm talking about for myself that we are facing that two answers are cannot be any. These are irrelevant. But
I
uh,
told you before,
among
if
the
you
other
remember,
other two, among the
that
other two, there will be one answer.
yes, I told you before there are four answers normally. Two, you can directly eliminate them. They are so common or so easy that you can say, okay, it has nothing to do with the question. Now, remaining two, they will be very conceptual and you need to understand the question well. If you will go with your right understanding, so answer will be correct. If you will go with your wrong understanding, answer will be wrong. So the remaining two answers are actually reflecting the understandings that how you understood a topic. And if you have the grip on the topic, you can easily answer the questions very simply. So the way we have eliminated the answer like team building activities, notify the sponsors, these type of answers you can directly eliminate without thinking. Now remaining B and C, so the problem is here not the skill. If you see, it has nothing to do with the skill. So you can eliminate it. So answer is always in the question all the time. You cannot miss it. You just need practice to get the answers. Well, good enough. Let's go next. A new resource joins a working project team and is assigned to a small project that is critical to a larger program milestone. So project is a part of a program. Unfortunately, the new resource is underskilled and very nervous. The team dynamic has become awkward and work has slowed on the small project. Because of one team member, you have problems. Which are the two possible ways for the project manager to handle this situation? So you have to select two answers. Let's go and search them one by one. First, try to answer by yourself, then I'll explain it. Yes, Mr. Thomas, you are correct. What about others? Naman, you have to select two answers. This one you have selected, it's correct. We need another one. This question says you need to select two. Yes, this is the correct answer. And Tai, what about you?
Just check target the new resources about their skill and
Yes, Tai, this is correct. We need another one. Because they are asking two answers. So if you look at it, in the A, assess the new resource communication skills. It has not been mentioned in that question that person has problem in the communication skills. So it's already irrelevant from the question. This is gone. This is never a correct way of doing the things. It's not an appropriate way of doing the thing that privately asking you to assign. What is privately? These type of words can never be the answers directly. So we can eliminate them like this. And now problem is in the team member. So meet with the functional manager of the new resource to understand their background better. Why I have to go to his manager? And the problem is in the person, I have to talk to the person directly. Why to his functional manager? So in that context, this is also wrong. So remaining answers are B and E that talk with the new resource, as we said directly, and then think that what type of coaching they need. So we can provide that. That is what the task of project manager. What is it? Facilitation. That you have to facilitate as a project manager. And B and E are reflecting the approach of facilitation. Great. Let's go next. On an agile team, staff members from various organizational departments rotate in and out to augment the team. So they share the knowledge. How can the project manager help shield the permanent team members from disruptions so they can keep working? Give them the authority to assign tasks to the rotating members. Ask staff leaving the project to pick members who deserve recognitions. Give them high priority to choose which tasks they work on. Require staff leaving the project to run a knowledge sharing workshop. When a person is leaving from the team, what is the primary responsibility of you as a project manager? This is the answer. If you know this thing, if you know this task, you can easily answer it. Yes, Thomas, good. What about others?
right answer. It's okay.
No, I didn't receive. I just received the answer from Thomas and Maman now. And
Say it again.
Uh, always remember that whenever a team member is leaving, you have to collect what? Lesson learned from it. You cannot let any resource go until they share the knowledge, until they provide the lesson learned. So this is the task which you have to remember. So if you give them authority, it's not about authority. It's not about priority. It's not about recognition. It's all about whenever someone is leaving, they have to collect the lesson learned. This is primary responsibility of project manager, whether you are in predictive, whether you are in agile or adaptive. So D is actually the correct answer. Disruption is what? That you don't want to get disturbed, don't want to get miss all the things what has happened in the project. So knowledge sharing workshops will mitigate the risk that even if they are leaving, they can give their knowledge So the other team members can respond accordingly, or they can increase the knowledge. So D was the correct answer. It's not about priority, it's not about leaving. Next question. Before the next iteration begins, project team B meets about an unexpected challenge which threatens to delay the current phase. The task in the next iteration cannot be completed because of this challenge. Now we have a problem, right? We have an impediment or block or obstacles. Another team within the project is depending on timely completion of tasks in order to fulfill their work. So because of a blocker, many teams are waiting. How should the project manager resolve this issue? Meet with both teams separately and ask them to figure out a way to meet the required deadlines and complete the project on time. Meet with the product owner to prioritize the iteration backlog so that it does not impact other teams or obligations. Increase the number of the team and the iteration length. Let team member knows you want to do their best under difficult circumstances, and make sure to note the iteration challenges in the next retrospect. Next, what I told you, you can eliminate them, right? These type of answers, when you see this, next, it's gone. Separately, why separately? The problem is between the team. We have to bring them both on board, or discussing them separately will never be the right option. So that's how you can eliminate two answers. Now remaining are two. I did 50% for you guys. Now you guys choose the remaining 50%. That one of them is correct answer. What do you think is the correct answer? And I think based upon our understanding, can you do this?
Yes, can be C, sir.
We can do this.
Yes, C. Because it's
Did
not
you hear the lecture? That when the iteration starts, you cannot change the team member, you cannot change the iteration length.
iteration.
And who should decide the iteration length? You will decide or team will decide? In Agile, who choose the way of working? You or team?
Team will work on.
These are the reasons, iterations are the reasons for the team. If you remember the word, I told you what product backlog is the property of,
Product owner.
and iteration backlog is the property of team, right? So team should do it, not the project manager. So the things which you cannot do it, why will you touch it? Prioritization is the task of, who does the prioritization? If you remember in the planning meeting, product owner plus team, right? What project manager has to do with the prioritizations? Nothing. So meet with the product owner to prioritize the iteration backlog so that it does not impact other teams or obligations. So meet with the product owner is what? Facilitation. Always remember, guys, the role of project manager is what? Servant leadership as a facilitator in Agile. And that's what I keep saying, the more time you will spend after the training, you will keep forgetting the things, and then basic concept will start going out from your mind. And once it happens, then you will lose your confidence to open an exam. So the earlier and faster you will do it, the better it is. Otherwise, what will happen? You will get busy in your work and you will keep forgetting the things, the normal things, which a person should know easily. Like these are common things. Prioritization is a task of product owner and team. Project manager performs facilitations. We cannot change the iteration length as a project manager. We can manage it, but we cannot change it. Prioritization is the task of product owner and team. So these are the basic things. And the problem is now why we'll wait for the next retrospect. We have to do in the current retrospect, not the next retrospect. So these are common things which you have to remember as a PMP aspirant while you are learning. Let's solve another question. During a meeting, a project manager learns that a business result needs to be delivered in 4 weeks, although the original schedule stated 16 weeks. The PM also hears that there is no available technical resource. PM knows the technical resource manager because they work together on a previous project. Now there is a situation that you need to have some technical resources and you feel or you heard that there are no, but you know the technical resource manager. So you can use your skills, influential skills, negotiation skills with him. What is the first thing as a project manager you should do? Notify the sponsor, immediately escalate the issue to decision maker, check with the technical resource manager or hire an outside party. And I think if you guys know the basic understanding, you can easily answer it. Yes, Thomas, your answer is correct. What about others? Question itself is telling you. What I told you, question is in the last part. You must not skip what is written in the last part. Tahir and Nauman, we will never do this. Whether you are in predictive, whether you are in reactive, I explained you in the first question also, we will never do this. It has nothing to do with the sponsor. Imagine you are working in your organization and you have problem. You are going to the sponsor or you will go to your organizations. You will go to your organization. So this is never the right approach. You want to get fired from your organization? It's a simple answer like this. That you are instead of going to your management, you are going to sponsor. It's not a right approach anymore. Immediately escalate the issue to decision makers. Who are the decision makers? We are working on project, not in the organizations. And while you are in the project, you are in charge, not the decision maker in the organizations. This is wrong. Hire an outside party. Who gave you the authority to hire an outside party? Can you do it without approval, without change request? You can never do this without change request. So this option is also irrelevant. So remaining is C. Check with the technical resource manager if there are any technical resource available. If you do C, then what you can do? Okay, now let's manipulate with the question. You have done C and his answer is no. What you will do now? Anyone? If you have done C,
B.
option B or C or D.
B. B. B.
Escalate the issue to decision maker. No. You can do hire an outside party, but it has to be done with the change request, right? Or you have to discuss with the sponsor to discuss that, okay, we cannot do this if you want to finish because it's a big gap, 4 weeks and 16 weeks. You cannot do that, which means you have to go for what? Crashing or fast tracking, right? And crashing or fast tracking, whatever you will do, it's not possible without change request. In crashing, you will do this, adding the additional resources. In fast tracking, you will take the risk by yourself. So if you know the complete roadmap, you can easily answer the questions. Great. Let's go next. A project manager in a virtual team realizes during the third iteration of product development that the team dashboard that shows progress on work is faulty and is not showing update. What you will do as a project manager? Keep the team working and send daily updates, or rank the need to fix the dashboard or get the dashboard fixed or document the issue as a risk. And I think answer is quite clear. What you are going to do. Yes, Thomas. You will leave it, how is it possible? Something has happened. And the things which has happened, I told you what, it will never be a risk. Risk is something which has not happened. And it is already faulty, which means it's an issue. And we don't
Question.
put issues in the risk register. So D cannot be the answer. And why you will do the teamwork? Why you will put it in the backlog? It's something issue. Issue is something urgent. You need to take care of it. That's why C is the answer. Get the dashboard facts so everyone can get the timely update. Great. Let's check the question. Project D is working virtually because of a recent disaster. Several activities are delayed because a project team member has not been working for the past week, which is impacting the critical path. How will you respond to this as a project manager? Obtain a new resource to complete the task until you can speak to the team member directly. Discuss the situation with the team member's functional manager. Remind the team member about the responsibility. Ask a team member who knows this person well to try and find a missing team member and report back. And I think it's quite logical answer also. What do you think? The team member is away. Yes, Thomas, correct. What about others? As we discussed before, this is never the right approach. These answers will never be the correct answers. And
So
it's your
I
task
think
while
answer
you're living.
answer will be D.
Answer is A. Why you are, the problem is with the team member, why you're going to his manager? When the function manager has given it to you, it's under your control now. You have to handle it, not the function manager. And reminding this answer will never be the correct answer. Ask a team member who knows this person well. We are not searching. You don't have time for this. In project, you are constrained. The question says you are already delayed and the team member is missing. For sure, you will do the D somehow. But right now, I have to complete the work. I will not be waiting that some Mr. A will come and then we will do the work. We have timelines to start with. We will never wait for the other person. You have to get a new resource and complete the work. It's not like, okay, one day you can wait it, but he's saying for the past week he's missing. He is not even nearby. What you will do in this situation? Nothing. Better get a new resource and then go and search for the send someone. For sure, it's your responsibility. But problem is not finding the team member. Problem is get the work done on time. So A is saying that get the work on time. D, you will do it anyhow. But problem is not about the situation. If you don't understand the situation, your answer will never be the correct answer. So that is, I think, what do you guys think? Let's keep it here and we can discuss in the next week also. What do you think? Let's keep it here, I think.